Wallace collection in London. This is Fragonard at the swing.
And the first thing that I notice is this poof of pink and lacy white in the center of the painting, where this woman is going up on a swing, and I notice she's sitting on a red velvet and gold seat on that swing, held up by ropes, and this fabulous swirl of a hat, and we can see her white silk stockings, and she flips one pink slipper into the air.
And she looks completely mischievous.
And of course what's going on is very naughty, because we have a figure in the left corner that she's looking down at, who's obviously her lover, hidden in the bushes, and she's connived the man in the opposite corner to push her on a swing, an older gentleman.
Who's probably innocent of the fact that the young man is hidden in the bushes.
Yes, and we've just noticed that there's a double row of short fencing surrounding the sculpture on the left side. So her lover has obviously gone into a little area that you're not supposed to go into, that's sort of overgrown with wild roses and is sort of hiding in the bushes there.
Take a look at that sculpture on the left. I mean, it actually shows a little angelic figure, or putti, who's actually got his finger up to his lips as if he's saying, shoo, keep the secret.
And we're not out in the wild here. We're like behind a villa or a palace.
You can just actually make out some architecture in the distance just under her left arm. This is a garden that's been overgrown, it's lush, but it's out of control. It is nature at its most sort of energetic and
fertile and abundant.
Exactly.
Right, sort of speaking to the sort of sexual, sensual theme.
And somewhat dreamlike as well. You know, in its mists. The tree and its boughs are at times full of foliage, and at times are bare and represent sometimes what is referred to as the blasted bough, which is almost like lightning crisscrossing across the canvas, which is sometimes used as an expression of passion, which would be absolutely appropriate here, of course.
We have behind, just under the woman, a sculpture that shows two little, also putti or cupid-like figures being playful with each other, and on what maybe looks like a beehive, perhaps indicating the stings of love.
Easy to miss. In the bottom right corner is a little dog.
Yeah, yapping.
That seems to be yapping. Now, a dog, of course, is a symbol of fidelity, and so maybe
which
the
is a little bit ironic.
Well,
here.
Maybe that's why the dog's a little upset.
And it's almost like the dog is perhaps giving away the secret.
Oh, right, that's right.
And the sculptor is saying, shh.
This is 1767, so we're really a couple of decades before the Revolution. But this is the kind of indulgence and expression of pleasure that really does characterize the aristocracy and the ruling class in France.
And it's this kind of painting that seems to be about only pleasure, that Diderot and the other thinkers of the Enlightenment are going to rail against and call for an art that is heroic and virtuous and appeals to the highest human aspirations and not our basest human aspirations. And it's that kind of Enlightenment thinking that will lead, of course, to the Revolution in 1789.